If I could, I would like hug you through this screen.
You know, sometimes you take it for granted winning at Nebraska because it's just such a high expectation. As a coach, you have to be vulnerable and you have to know your weaknesses or you're never going to survive.
Underdogs, my ass.
We can't win everything all the time.
Maybe you can. Right now you are.
Build. And the more eyes we can get on, the more people jump on board.
Attention. The party is about to commence.
Welcome to the party.
What up, party people? I'm Julie Foudy.
And I'm Abby Wambach.
Abigail.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? I haven't seen you in like 2 days.
It was good. I haven't seen you in so long, it feels like.
I know.
But, you know, I'm so grateful because we just got word that the Supreme Court denied the request to revisit same-sex marriage. And so for me and my little gay family, I feel very excited about that. I've been like...
Slow clap for the Supreme Court, which I don't know if I've ever done lately. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a big win for us.
Yeah. Yay.
What about you? How was your weekend?
Yay. My weekend was filled with high school football. Declan did not play yet because he's still injured. And being home, which is like so nice. I love when I can just like putz around my little succulents and clean the backyard.
You have succulents, huh?
I have so many succulents. I'll show you. I'll show you pictures of my succulents. That's like my therapy. I just like pull the dead heads off the succulents. I'm such an old lady. How old does that sound?
I love that.
Just realized
I can't keep anything alive. I swear.
Well, that's why. That's why I did that.
I'm the worst.
Like when I was traveling, it's too hard to keep plants. I mean, you have drippers and all of that, but it's hard to keep them alive. And these things, these succulents, it's like you're underwater scuba diving and it's this beautiful coral reef. That's what it looks like with all these little colors, and it's so fun.
Amazing.
Okay. I'm also pumped because, party people, we have not one, but 2 live events coming up in November. Yes, the party is hitting the road. That's right. We'll be live during NWSL Championship Weekend in San Jose, celebrating the biggest weekend in women's soccer, all thanks to our friends at Ally, of course. Our friends at Ally are building, listen to this, a one-of-a-kind fan experience at Championship Weekend. So that's November 21st and 22nd in San Jose. And we'll be there at the Ally House. Mm-hmm. So on Friday, November 21st, you can join us to get the party started for the weekend, as we're going to host a live taping of Welcome to the Party. And hopefully we're surrounded by fans and players and big championship energy, of course. Yes. And we're going to be doing all the things we love. We'll be talking soccer. We'll be talking stories. We'll be laughing. We'll be connecting. So you'll get access to the live podcast. You get access to meet and greets with NWSL players at the Ally House and exclusive access, I did not know this, to special merch collaborations with Doma Wells and much more. It's the ultimate pregame celebration of women's sports. You can actually RSVP at the link in the description to be part of that live audience. And it's happening at the Guild House in San Jose. So come hang with us and celebrate women's soccer. And as always, thank you to our wonderful partner, Ally, for putting this on. Ally, do it right.
That's right. They do it right, and they're doing it right.
Right. And then also, thanks to our friends at Ally, of course, we're hanging out again at Watch Me. This is our second one at Watch Me. It's the sports bar in Long Beach. And that one is Sunday, November 16th. Mark your calendars, bring your beach chairs, hang in the courtyard with us. It's the semifinals of the NWSL playoffs. Game kicks at noon Pacific. So we'll do a Q&A at about 11:30 with none other than, drumroll please, Angel City player Savvy King in the house.
I'm so excited to see her.
Yeah, me too. And to chat. And There's a huge courtyard right outside the bar where we put this big screen up. So come hang with us. Bring your beach chair. And as always, we couldn't do this without our literally dream team sponsor, Ally Financial. Okay, coming up is the incredible Nebraska women's volleyball head coach, Dani Busboom Kelly. Let's get this party started with the highlights and headlines you'll want to celebrate this week in women's sports. Our party starter is brought to you by Ally, the bank that's your ally. Okay, party people, it's NWSL playoff time.
Big weekend.
It was nutty this weekend.
Big weekend.
Yeah. First round of quarterfinals was on Friday night. Orlando beat Seattle 2-0. And Abs,
I saw it. It was crazy.
Just talk about it. The Marta run. It was like almost box to box. She picks up the ball way back in her defensive third, goes about 75 yards solo on her own, beats 3 players to do it. This woman is 39 years old, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not ageism. That's just reality. Like that is a run that even young kids can't make, right? And at 39, she just keeps going. She gets into her penalty box, into her own attacking box, 75 yards later, draws the penalty kick, and instead of taking the PK, what she does is she hands the ball to her teammate and fellow Brazilian, Luana, who, party people, had been battling Hodgkin's lymphoma and recently returned to the field. So Luana steps up, and mind you, this is her first goal since her cancer recovery. She scores the penalty kick and secures the win for her team. That was amazing. I had all the feels.
We gotta put this in the show notes. The video of this.
Yeah,
it's so touching when you know the backstory.
Yeah.
Like, good job, Marta, not only for like doing the whole amazing long run to get the pen, but then to pass off the pen. Come on, this is what sports are for, man. I swear.
Yeah, I know. It was so good. Okay, and the next quarterfinal, Washington Spirit beat Racing Louisville. Mind you, as we said in a party starter prior, this is the first time Racing Louisville had made it into the postseason. They had just missed it the last 4 seasons. So Washington Spirit beat Louisville, but they needed to go to penalty kicks to do so. And Washington goalkeeper Aubrey Kingsbury was the hero, saving 2 of Racing Louisville's 4 penalty kicks. Spirit converted all 3 of their own, winning 3-1 on penalties after it coming off a 1-1 draw after extra time, and they advance on to the semifinals. The third quarterfinal game was on Sunday. Number 1 seed Kansas City versus number 8 seed Gotham FC. It was at Kansas City. Kansas City, by the way, hadn't lost at home since, they hadn't lost there all this season. I think it was like last July. So prior season was the last time they lost at home. They're hosting, huge upset. The number 8 seed Gotham knocking off Kansas City 2-1 in extra time by a goal from Katie Stengel. The KC Current was the runaway top team in the league all season, as we know. And we also know they rarely lose at home, as we just said. It did not help that they did not have Temwa Chawinga, the league's top goal scorer. She's out for injury, but a deserved win for Gotham. They played really well. Or, I think Jaden Shaw said it even better, underdogs, my ass. So
good. I love that quote so much. I love that. Like, good job, Jaden. Well done.
Underdogs, my ass.
Yeah.
Fourth quarterfinal game was in Portland. They were taking on San Diego. Portland, also in extra time, beat San Diego 1-0 off a goal from Ryland Turner in the 94th minute. Great Olivia Moultrie assist on that one, by the way. My daughter Izzy was there with some of her University of Oregon teammates, and the cutting edge reporting I got from her was super fun, lots and lots of fans. This is what happens when you have an 18-year-old. I was like, okay, like, explain, like, the atmosphere. What was it like? Super fun. Lots and lots of fans. Okay,
that's so funny. That's a cautionary tale for any teenage parent. Just know that it's going to be way less than you hope for.
Yeah.
Always.
So now to the semis we go. Washington Spirit will host Portland Thorns in that first semifinal on Saturday, November 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern on CBS. And for our Watch With Us party at Watch Me Sports Bar, Orlando Pride, that's a good game, will host Gotham FC in the other semifinal on Sunday, November 16th at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on ABC. And it's worth noting, Abs, these 4 teams all were the last 4 champions.
Wow. What a good note.
One additional note with breaking NWSL news. NWSL is awarding its 17th franchise to Atlanta, which will join the league for a record expansion fee of $165 million. That's up from the $110 million that Denver Summit paid less than a year ago. The team will be owned by Arthur Blank's AMB Sports and Entertainment, which also owns, of course, the NFL Atlanta Falcons and MLS's Atlanta United.
All right,
cool
Jules.
news.
It's now my turn. You've just been
Woo!
going. We
That was
had
a
a lot of
lot.
NWSL stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yes.
Just want to say that Juju Watkins, I don't know if you know this, she is the USC women's basketball player in the NCAA. She becomes the first college player to be a part owner of a pro team for the NWSL Boston Legacy.
Yes. That's amazing.
It's
first
so
college
awesome.
player.
It's so awesome. And I just feel like women's sports is coming a far way when college players are stepping into
The ownership table. The cap
tables.
table.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Love it. All right, Abs. First, before you go to NCAA women's soccer, a little tennis. WTA finals in Saudi Arabia. Elena Rybakina defeated Arina Sabalenka 6-3, 7-6 to take home the Billie Jean King trophy and $5.23 million, the largest single event payout in women's tennis history. Not a bad way to cap off the season, I'd say.
Not bad at all. Okay, so let's move on to NCAA women's soccer, Jules. This one's bigger than any game, okay? The Washington Huskies won the Big Ten championship in a shootout over Michigan State. But they did it for their goalkeeper, Mia Hammond, who passed away just days earlier after battling cancer. They wore her name on the shirts underneath their jerseys and on armbands, and no doubt in all of their hearts. And when they lifted the trophy, this is just, it's so beautiful and emotional. Through the tears, through the cheers, and yelled, "This is for Mia." It was an incredible, it was powerful, this moment, and it reminded me of how much sports can help us come together and help us heal. Washington will try to keep their run going and keep honoring Mia as they join 63 other teams headed to the NCAA women's soccer tournament. The brackets drop Monday with 30 conference championships earning automatic bids and 34 at-large selections chosen by the NCAA committee. We will be tracking the excitement over the next few weeks and bringing it straight to you, the party people. And let's not forget that there's some great soccer being played all across the NCAA divisions, okay?
Yeah.
We've got to give a shout out to, Jules, I don't know if you saw this, to Division II's Angelo State. They kicked off their Lone Star Conference tournament yesterday. But we have to revisit the final game of the regular season. I don't know if you saw this, Jules.
I saw this on Instagram. It's
when the Rams
insane.
scored one of the most incredible goals I've seen in a long time, and it reminded me a lot of Alex Morgan, the way this player, Emily Thames, she's a junior midfielder from Wemberley, Texas. And party people, you've got to check this out.
Insane.
This goal, this player, she just like gets in and is battling for the ball with this defender. She gets knocked down and gets up and then kind of gets knocked down again.
She gets up.
Actually, I don't think she gets back up. I think she just like sideswipes
She
the
was
ball.
like kind of crawling on the floor.
Yeah. It was incredible. Watch that. We got to put this in the show notes. You guys got to watch this goal. It's so good. All right, you guys. That is your party starter. And thanks to Ally for sponsoring this segment. And as we know, Ally is more than a bank. And their do-it-right approach helps customers unlock their economic potential and guide their efforts as a leading sponsor in women's sports. Just like us, Ally believes that when women in sports win, we all have a reason to party. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, Abs, with all that NCAA soccer talk, it brings back all these great college memories, actually. It makes me want to run it back. What do you think? You know what that means?
Yes,
Get your shoes on, sister. Get your shoes on. Get motivated to get those shoes on.
You want to go get back on that tread?
I want to get back on that tread. We're heading downstairs.
You want to go run it back? Talk.
Oh, we're going to run it back.
Walk and talk?
We are heading downstairs to our Peloton cross-training Tread Plus powered by Peloton IQ. Let's go.
See you there, Jules.
Jules! Yes!
Let's go, Abby. Let's go, Abby. I love this so much. I love this so much. Why don't we do this every damn episode? We get our exercise in as we do our Run It Back segment, brought to you by Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus. Oh, there should be that music every time. Oh.
Okay, Jules.
Okay,
have you been training since your last go around at this?
Oh, yes, just a little bit. Of course I have. And you know what I noticed?
Is that
it's
BJK?
Kinger. It's Kinger. I can swivel my screen to Kinger and be like, Kinger, what do you think?
I didn't even know this last time that we did this.
I know, look at her. Kinger can't be on it, so she's with us in spirit. All right.
Hi, Billy.
Abs.
Yeah.
Hey, Kinger. You were lucky enough to win an NCAA title. I was not. You were freshman year of college. So you get to run it back first, baby. Run it back. Tell us about that.
All right. Okay, so the decision between Florida, UNC, and UCLA, I had a lot of options. I was really nervous because I didn't know if I wanted to be a part of a dynasty or be a part of a program that I was going to help build. I decided, of course, then to go to the University of Florida. There was a ton of seniors on the team. I felt like we really had a chance to beat UNC. So when I got there,
that's not an easy feat.
We're having an incredible season. We haven't lost.
Yeah.
In October, we face UNC at home. They unfortunately beat us, which gave me a lot of questions around, did I make the right choice? Now, fast forward to the playoffs, to the NCAA tournament. We kind of breeze through the tournament. We find ourselves in the Final Four. Who do we play in the final, Jules? Who do we play in the final, Jules? Who do you think?
Tar Heels, Chapel Thrill.
We play UNC. And, it's crazy because the first 6 minutes of the game, we got our real first opportunity to score on a free kick. And Danielle Fotopoulos buries the free kick.
Oh,
we go nuts.
Of course she did.
We go nuts. But then when we go back for kickoff, we kind of all look at each other and we're like, holy shit, we have 84 minutes left to hold on to this lead. How are we going to do this? And we were just like,
that's a long time.
Park the bus. Heather Mitz was on our back line. We parked the bus.
I forgot you had Heather Mitz too.
Yes.
Oh, right on.
Our goalkeeper, Meredith Flaherty, she was incredible. She stood on her head. She saved things that should have absolutely been goals. We go on to win, which for anybody out there who's wondering if some of the decisions that they make, they look back or they wonder if they made the right decision. And you might have some early days evidence that it was the wrong decision.
Right.
If you know in your gut, just trust yourself. We have to remember that sometimes it's not always going to be perfect right away, and we have to get through some stuff. So it was my glorious, shining moment. I had never been happier in my entire life to beat UNC in the finals in Greensboro. So it was in North Carolina, this final.
That's awesome.
My heart.
That is so rad. And let me tell you what a rare feat that is, because UNC has won, by today's standards,
23 national titles.
That's
23.
So wild.
I mean, it's crazy how hard. And back in our day, how hard they were to beat. That's incredible. Your freshman year.
What
Well,
about you, Jules? What's your story?
My Rennebeck story is not quite as exciting in terms of national titles because I never won one of those. But similar to you, I had the big decision to make because I was on the national team. Mia Hamm and Christine Lilly were both going to North Carolina. They were my class, my age, my buddies, my pals. And everyone was like, come on, you're going to UNC too. Full ride, here you go. Back in those days, there weren't a ton of full rides. For some reason, I had always wanted to go to Stanford as a child. I think a teacher had been talking about it, and I just love the idea of academics and athletics and the combo of both being great. And so Stanford wasn't offering any scholarships, but my dear friend from forever, who you've met, Abby, Heather was there, who we'd grown up together playing, and I just loved it. I loved the school. I loved everything. So I ended up turning down a full ride to UNC and deciding, like, you know what? Sell off the other 3 siblings and the cars and everything else. Mom and Dad, we're going to Stanford. We obviously were in the formative years of the program, and we would make it to playoffs, but we didn't do that great. But to this day, and mind you, I think I would have been happy at both places, of course. But to this day, to your point, like, you get into this situation where you're like, am I going to regret this? Like, is this going to impact me on the national team? Is this going to hurt? Is it going to help? And I just went with my gut of like, no, this feels right. And you're going to be fine. And so.
Well, because wasn't Anson the coach for both UNC and the full team? Oh my God. That
and Anson, Anson puts on the full press. He was like calling every day, and I loved Anson so much too. So it was a really hard decision, but he literally was like, that there's not this huge abyss when you leave California that you fall into. There are places outside of California. I was like, I do know that, coach. Like literally every year he'd be like, hey, after they won 4 national titles, by the way, the 4 years I would have been there. And he'd be like, hey, how are those loans treating you? And I would just laugh so hard. I'm like, that's all right. Jules, that's all right.
You were like the beginning of starting the program, and that program has been so dominant over the last however many 20 years. And I think it's because like you established it as a place that people should go, not just for academics, but also if you're like a high level academic person, for soccer too. Awesome.
And I just like the idea, similar to you, of like, let's like trailblaze a new path. Like, yes, the easy decision would have been to go to UNC, but like, let's start something fresh and new and build something. And that always is my personality of, let's do this. In the chaos, let's do it. Who needs that's 4 more rings? Maybe no titles, no rings, but I didn't regret a minute of it.
Yeah, never regret a minute of it for sure. And guess what else I'm never going to regret? Being on this Peloton cross-training Tread Plus.
The IQ of when you swivel it and then you get off it and you're doing your classes and then it's like watching you and you're like, oh, my butt is not low enough because it's telling me it's not, oh, drop it down. And it's like, I cannot go further. It's crazy how it does that.
We're always searching for the check. We're always searching for the check mark.
Yeah, I need the green check. And it counts. Like, if you're doing jumping jacks, it's counting it. It's like tracking you all the time. It's so fabulous. I love it so much.
So
all right. Good. Okay. It's pretty clear. We love the Peloton Tread Plus. We also love
we do.
talking about our glory days. But we got to move on because we've got Dani Busboom Kelly in the house. I mean, talk about someone whose glory days are happening right now, Abby. She is Nebraska's women's volleyball head coach. And as some of you may or may not know, They are number one in the nation. They're undefeated. Of course they are. And they haven't even dropped a damn set in the Big Ten. Keep moving, keep walking, or don't move and sit down and listen to this woman, because Dani is driving one of the historic greatest programs in the country, and you want to be here to listen to it.
Okay, so Jules, you know that feeling when somebody just really gets you and like pushes you when you need it and steadies you when you're doubting yourself, and then helps you also see a path ahead clearly?
Yeah.
That is what, for me, a great coach does.
Right.
And I think that's exactly what Strawberry.me is built for. It's a career coaching. It's career coaching made simple and personal, right? So you'll get matched with like a certified coach who helps you map out your goals and tackle what's been holding you back in some way, and actually helps you make progress one conversation at a time. And now, no one figured out this future. No one's figuring things out alone. But with the right coach, with the right people in your corner, you can shape it with confidence. And your career isn't just about where you work or what necessarily you're spending your time doing. It's about who you're becoming. And Strawberry helps you get there. So wherever you might be aiming, wherever you might be listening, you can do it with Strawberry.me. If you're ready to get unstuck, visit strawberry.me/welcome to the party to claim a special offer and get started today. That's strawberry.me/welcome to the party. Stop settling, start building the career and the life you actually want. This episode of Welcome to the Party is brought to you by Ally Financial. We love that Ally is more than just a bank. They've got this do-it-right approach that shows up everywhere.
That's right, because Ally actually helps customers unlock their economic potential, all while powering the growth of athletes, fandom, and leagues across women's sports. And as we know, it's been anchored by a historic commitment to increasing visibility by, get this, spending equally on men's and women's sports media.
The best.
Ally truly does it right. And they've had official partnerships across the NWSL, WNBA, USGA, Unrivaled, and drumroll please, beyond that, now that includes this podcast too. So welcome to the party, Ally.
And Ally consistently earns accolades as the best online bank, praised for its intuitive app, no monthly fees, smooth navigation, and competitive interest rates, even without minimum balances required.
And here's what we truly love. The same way as Abby was talking about that Ally puts customers first in banking, they put women first in sports. And they are literally making history with equal spending on men's and women's sports media. And that's why they're the perfect partner for Welcome to the Party. Visibility, equity, empowerment, it all connects, party people.
Whether you're here for the show or looking for a bank that truly has your back, Ally's got you covered. Ally, the bank that's your ally. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
Okay, party people, and now to the partiest part of our party. Today, we've got the woman leading the #1 NCAA volleyball team in the country, and you know who that is. That is Nebraska. Yes, the Huskers are undefeated at 24-0, and get this, they haven't dropped a set since September 16. And at the helm in her first year is head coach Dani Busboom Kelly, who took over the program from legendary coach John Cook. And John Cook, by the way, had won 4 NCAA titles, and he'd been Nebraska's head coach for 25 years. Dani grew up on a farm in Nebraska, was a 3-sport state champ. I don't even know how that's possible in high school.
I know.
And a Husker All-American who won an NCAA title with Cook as both a player and an assistant coach for him. And then from there, she went on to be head coach at Louisville, where she commanded one of the greatest turnarounds in college volleyball history. She took over that Louisville team coming off a losing season and led them to 3 Final Fours, Abby, 2 national championship matches, and 4 ACC titles. She was, of course, named Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year in 2021. Now she's back at her alma mater, leading one of the most electric programs in all of sports. They play in front of sold-out crowds every single game because in Nebraska, volleyball isn't just a sport, it's a damn way of life, and it's a full-blown phenomenon. And Dani, by the way, is doing all of this while raising 2 young boys. Boone is 3.5 years old, and Jet is almost only 6-month-old. Come on. Dani deserves the biggest damn party ever. Dani Busboom Kelly, welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party. Dani!
Come on. Come on, Dani.
As you can see, we're ridiculous, but we are the biggest fans of you. Dani, thank you for showing up for us today. Your bio reads incredible.
Crazy.
Does it feel incredible to listen to it?
Sometimes, I don't know, not really, because I've always been like, this is sports, we're not like, it's a game, and it's just, I don't know, sports to me just don't feel like a job.
Come on. Listen to that bio. That's crazy. Abby and I want a chest bump after it. We're like, come on.
I know.
The Louisville stuff is, certainly very proud of my 8 years there and that program and what we were able to accomplish. And growing up in Nebraska, volleyball is always great. It just seems like whoever is here would be doing well, and we'd be winning matches. So
I don't know about that.
Sometimes you take it for granted winning at Nebraska because it's just such a high expectation.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, right? Never change jobs, change where you live, and have a baby in the same year. And clearly
Right.
that has not slowed you down.
Well, that's not all. That wasn't all planned at the same time. So, but man, being a mom is something that I underrated my entire life till I actually became a mom. I was always like, I don't know if I want kids, or, my career is really important to me and I love coaching, and I don't know if I want the distractions. And then when we had our first son, I was like, okay, I get what the hype is with being a mom.
It's a
Yes.
lot, though. Let's be clear.
It's a lot.
When you were doing your press conference last week and Boone crawled up into your arms, I was like, oh.
I know. And he's just getting to the point we can kind of take him on some, travel trips. So he's fun, and he loves being around the team. He loves the players. So that's always so cute.
Well, he's got a bunch of aunties that are just looking after him, and it's probably it's like free daycare whenever you bring him around. It's incredible.
Our players are always like, we'll come babysit. I'm like, well, I don't know if I trust you guys quite.
Yeah, right.
You can babysit on the court when, I'm very close by.
Yeah. Do you trust your players enough to go on a date night with Lane and actually take a date night? No, maybe not.
Maybe not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, Dani, let's get into it because we have a lot to talk about. Your first year, we need to understand what were your expectations for this first year as a head coach? Meaning, did you have yourself at undefeated 24 games in and not have dropped a single set in the Big Ten this year? Did you think that was that a goal of yours?
Definitely not to be undefeated. I had high expectations for this team, that we would be in the hunt to win a national championship, but I didn't know exactly what that journey would look like and the day-to-day. So I do feel like it's far exceeded expectations, but I also think this team is just so mature and they're so hungry that it makes our jobs as coaches a little bit easier because the team takes care of a lot of things on their own. So I was, of course, expecting us to be great, but certainly not undefeated and certainly not dropping a set in the Big Ten so far. And every game I'm looking over at my assistant coach, I'm like, this is the game where this team's definitely going to beat us a set. And then we play great. So they continue to just exceed our expectations.
How is it, because you came in for a legendary coach in John Cook. How do you balance that? Because he had such a successful program. You played under him, you coached under him. But how do you put also that stamp of like, but I also want to make it my own, right? Like, what's that balance like? Because that has to be difficult as well.
It is difficult. I think John, so many of the qualities that he has as a coach are what coaches around the country, they try to replicate, and I'm not any different. And he was a mentor for me, and the way I train is certainly, I took from John. But I will say some of the way I can put a stamp on it on my own is just my personality and the way that I communicate to the team and the way we're a really collaborative group. I'm huge on that as a head coach. So I really trust my players to give me honest feedback when it comes to taking days off or the team needs more of this or less of this. And it never has to be my way or the highway. And I think our team has really grasped that. They love the collaboration and they love the ownership. And John was so good for so long. Like, he had his way. He had his plan, and there wasn't a lot of deviating from that. So I think this team is going to be, I don't know, kind of the surprises, or, oh, we can't ask for that. And, we will take some ownership in that. But then sometimes it's a little too much, right? You're like, okay,
right.
No, we're not going to do that. But at least I feel comfortable asking.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the things I value the most about the way I've learned the way you've been coaching, because it's a modernized version of what I think the best way of coaching in terms of having it be about the whole person. To me, when I first was coached by Pia Sundhage, she was a coach back in 2008 to 2012. She allowed me to step into my whole personhood and into my whole humanity. What about that? Where did you learn that? Was that from growing up? Why is it important to you as a leader of this team to want to individualize the approach with every athlete and to coach the fullness of who they are, not just the robotic athletic part?
Mm-hmm. I just think, being in a program like Nebraska as a player really shapes, I think, a lot. And I think that's where I learned, this is so important to a lot of people, not just people at the university, but I want all of our athletes to have the full experience, not just the volleyball experience. Mm-hmm. And I think I got such a volleyball experience. Then I went away to Tennessee and to Louisville and realized there's so many amazing places that can really shape who you are. And I just didn't want that to get lost in my coaching or at a place like Nebraska where volleyball is so serious. And this is, of course, why people come here, why players want to be a part of this program is the volleyball piece, but there's so much more to it. And I just think that playing here really, made me realize the things I want to do and with volleyball wise, but that I could really attack a lot of the missing pieces.
If I could, I would hug you through this screen right now, because that is I wish we could clone you as well. That is the piece that I think is the element that's missing in so many coaches. There's a lot of coaches that have the X's and O's and they're great tactically and all those things. But that piece of you know what? There's also joy you should be finding outside of the sport. I mean, when you were at a press conference and I was listening to it and you found out that your coach, that some of the players had gone to the Tate McRae concert the night before the game, right? And you were like, oh, okay, that's fine. And they were basically in the press conference going, are you fine with that? Because it's the night before a game. And you were like, yeah, they'll be fine. I trust them. They know. Yeah. And I love that because it's hey, yeah, you can have a life outside of sports. You can find joy outside of sports. I heard you even take them cowboy hat shopping. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, we were going to Nashville and somebody a local company was we'll come and design hats for everybody. And I was I'm in for that. So let's get them for everybody. And then they've been wearing them for concerts, which has been great.
I think one of the things I was reading about, which I want to talk a little bit about, is the idea of this leadership with collaboration. So with your staff, I know a lot of coaches really keep their tactics and their methods kind of close to their chest, but you're very different. You go on these walks with your staff. Can you tell us a little bit about those walks and why and how you are so open to input from your staff?
Yeah. Well, that started at Louisville with my assistants there, and we always called them like productivity walks. And so there was a walking path right outside of our offices, so it was really convenient. So we started doing it, all the time. And when I took the job at Louisville, my number one goal was to hire like a great number two, or somebody that could balance my strengths and weaknesses and would be different, but still have the same ideas about morals and values and how we want to communicate. And I just think as a coach, you have to be vulnerable and you have to know your weaknesses or you're never going to survive. And that's okay, so coming to Nebraska, which was great, just having all the staff stay from John, who I knew fairly well. And what was awesome is they were kind of similar to the staff I had at Louisville. So there wasn't a lot of changes for me. It's like, Jalen, who's assistant here, is like the defensive coach. That's more my weakness. And then Kelly Hunter, who I coached at Nebraska as an assistant, we're super similar, but she can, really have a great handle on the offense. So it just seemed like a great fit. And I just know I can't do it all. And so I don't know why coaches try to stifle people around them instead of like letting them use their strengths.
Right. Empowering them, right, to help and do more. And then the players see that as well, that piece of the collaboration.
For sure. We always talked about that. It's like we want to model every day what we want our players to be. So if we're collaborating, they're more likely to collaborate. If we're pumping each other up as a staff, they'll do that too. So
yes.
It starts at the top for sure.
Yeah. If they see you're having fun and liking each other, they're going to have fun and like each other, right? It's
so good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so smart. I love it so much. What is it like for those of our listeners who maybe don't understand the obsession of the state with volleyball? Actually, it's not even just Nebraska. I have neighbors literally down the street and where I walk my dog, and they hang their Nebraska flag. They fly out to games still. Like, they are all in. This is in California, by the way. So it's not just a statewide obsession. It's beyond that. But I mean, beyond having like 2 decades of sold out games, for our party people, I mean, they also 2 years ago had more than 92,000 people pack their Memorial Stadium for what they called Volleyball Day in Nebraska, setting a world record for the most attended women's sporting event ever. So tell us about that excitement in terms of, is it pressure? Is it something that's just so intense and so fun that you thrive under it? Like, how do you manage that with the players?
Honestly, coming back here, that was one of the bigger, I guess, surprises that people are like, what surprised you the most? And, being in this program for so long, then going away for 8 years, and just the fact how much it's grown is like mind-boggling. It's been sold out for decades. It's been this huge program in the state of Nebraska. It's hard to get a ticket, but nationally, I'm just shocked by the reach that Nebraska has now. And it was a stadium game, I think, that got everybody, noticed.
That was insane.
Volleyball, Nebraska volleyball, women's sports, but just being able to piggyback off that for these last 2 years, it's just wild going on the road and just the fans. And we don't talk about it as a team because it's like so obvious that it's added pressure. We don't really need to talk about it. But I have thought to myself, like, oh God, what's going to happen if we lose a game? All these fans are coming in. You feel like you're kind of you're there to put on a performance, or like somebody going to a concert. Like, we have to perform. Well, with sports, there's winning and like, we can't win everything all the time.
Maybe you can. Right now you are.
True. Like, I flew here from North Carolina and I saw you guys lose. It's like, I don't really want to experience those emails or conversations. So we don't talk about it a lot as a team. I do feel like you kind of know what you're getting into when you commit to Nebraska.
Are there any other teams in the NCAA that gets the same kind of fanfare as Nebraska, or is it very one? Is it just this one team in the NCAA? And like, it feels like Nebraska's got to be bringing in, the women's volleyball team is bringing in money because they're selling out all these games. How does that transfer into NIL money or into the growth of women's volleyball globally?
Yeah. Well, one thing that's great about volleyball coaches in general, not just me or Nebraska, is we are always like pushing the envelope, and we will do things that maybe would put a win-loss record at risk for the sport, for the betterment of the sport. And now that we're getting TV coverage, I think that's kind of why it's exploding, you know. And there's a long time where Nebraska and Texas didn't want to play each other in the non-conference because it's just a huge rivalry. But like, we know that we have to start doing some of these things to build. And the more eyes we can get on our sport, the more people jump on board. And, you know, like for Nebraska, one thing that's amazing is we go to all these other places, we sell out, like USC's sold out, which I heard the Galen Center has never been sold out.
That's so awesome.
For volleyball, UCLA's almost sold out, you know, with Poly Pavilion, which is unbelievable. I have friends coming. I'm like, oh, you'll be able to buy tickets there. It's not going to sell out. And then it sold out. I'm like, oh no.
Whoopsies.
Just kidding.
Whoops. The secondary market, but like if those people, like if people from California, like your neighbors, they go, okay, let's go watch this match, and it might be their first game, and they're like, oh wow, this is great. Then hopefully they'll come back to another UCLA game or USC game, and that's kind of how we start building. But for NIL, you know, volleyball's just kind of turning the corner where there's a lot of tournaments popping up, one game series there where these companies want to pay us to play so we can get money in our NIL budgets, which is great, because I just think they see the value. And honestly, social media has made volleyball really popular. I think our players are all over social media, and they're funny, and you know, they do a great job with it. And so then these young girls are watching them on TikTok, and they want to come to the games, and they become huge fans. And it's almost like the social media and the volleyball are like one and one.
Yeah, that's why I think women have done so well, women athletes with NIL, right? Because they crush social media. And it's so fun because you get to know them in a different way that, you know, in our era, my era, I shouldn't say our era, because Abby had social media in the beginning of my career. There was no social media.
But Dani, you actually also, you jump in with the players' TikToks and you get in on that. I think that's pretty awesome. Like, not many coaches would do that. That's really cool.
Yeah, occasionally they'll convince me. I'm always like, I will not dance, but if you have another good one, I'll participate. So
no dancing. That's where you draw the line.
Nobody wants to see that.
Dani,
trust me. I grew up
we definitely want to see that. Come on.
No, it's brutal. My husband always reminds me, like, you are just the worst dancer. So
that's why it's so perfect.
Maybe it would be.
Bad dancing is great dancing. And we have to show young kids that.
Jules, okay, you know that feeling when you find something so fundamentally amazing, you immediately text 5 of your best friends about it?
Yeah.
That is exactly what happened when I put on Viori's Dream Knit Performance joggers.
I know.
I also am donning this sweatshirt that I
was just going to pull mine. It's on the bed right behind me. I was just going to pull it over. I travel in it all
My
the
children are like, I love that. Where's that from? And I'm like, it's Viori and it's mine. Hands off. Do not touch my
literally,
Viori stuff.
I was wearing my Viori big hoodie sweatshirt. I'm gonna pull it for you a second. Hold on, stay.
Oh my God.
Stay there, party people. This is worth it. I was wearing my big hooded sweatshirt. I can't put it on because I have my headphones in. But everyone was like, what is that? And I was like,
it's
not
so
yours. It's mine. It's Viori.
So good.
And they're like, of course it's Viori.
All of Viori clothes are just unbelievably soft. Like, I can't even believe that these these sweatshirts and these performance joggers are as soft as they are. And by the way, I've had some of these for 4 years. Still soft, folks. And also, they still look like I'm put together enough that I can even go outside and run errands or hop on a Zoom or head to a workout without ever changing. I literally live in these performance joggers. Vuori gets it. And we really want clothes that feel good and move with us and also still look great, because I just want to wear the same thing all day. I don't want to have to like change in and out of stuff. And I'm working out and I'm recording podcasts and I'm going for a walk and I'm doing things. I get to wear the Dream Knit fabric all day long because it's lightweight, it's breathable, it's seriously the smoothest material that I've ever worn.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm not even kidding. The versatility is next level. I've worn them to coach, to travel, to lounge, to dinners. It's just like, I love Vuori so much. They just work. Vuori is an investment in your happiness, okay? For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase.
Get it.
Get
Get
yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/welcome to the party. That's VUORI.com/welcome to the party. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/welcome to the party and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
This is what I look like on the plane, FYI.
Okay, Jules, let's be honest. This time of year can totally throw us off our game. Between travel and holiday parties, routine kind of becomes more of a suggestion than a reality, which annoys me. I love a routine. That's why I love having Ritual in my corner. Their essential multivitamin keeps me covered when my meals look a little more festive than balanced. And lately, I've added their Symbiotic Plus, which is a 3-in-1 pre, pro, and postbiotic that supports gut health and regularity. It's one mint...
Very important, let's just point out.
It's one mint-scented capsule a day, which is incredible. And that's it. And I actually look forward to taking it. I've noticed I feel less bloated, my digestion feels more predictable, and I just feel better overall. And Jules, like everything from Ritual, it's vegan friendly, free of GMOs and major allergens, and third-party tested for heavy metals. It's clean, it's a high quality, and it works. So get your gut going.
Get your gut going. Get your gut going.
Support a balanced gut microbiome and Ritual's Symbiotic Plus. Our listeners get early access to their Black Friday sale. Listen up, folks, for 40% off your first month at ritual.com/welcome to the party. That's ritual.com/welcome to the party for 40% off your first month. Don't miss out on their best sale of the season.
Dani, we actually have a huge fan that wanted to phone in and say hello. Billie Jean King.
This is so awesome. I get to meet Dani. Maybe if we met before, I'm so old now. I've probably met you someplace.
No, we haven't met, but I'm a huge, huge fan, and a huge fan, and just when I found out that you were part of this podcast, and no offense to
None taken.
None taken. This happens a lot.
I have to do it. I can't believe Billie Jean King wants to talk to me.
Play just this, and volleyball's one of the top 2 sports in high school for girls, and so that's really important. But I just was looking at your record, and I'm like, oh my God, you were really good at digging. I remember that, and assist and all that.
She's a libero. She's a rock star.
Do you know how hard it is? You go to a lot of these things, you never listen, it's never about women's sports. It's always about guys or something else. And it's so great. Every time I go, I know I'm going to get my injection of women's sports through the volleyball. And it's just, oh my God, it's just amazing.
Dani, tell Kinger what you have, you bought.
Well, I actually, I had already planned on or ordered this before I got invited on the podcast. So I'm sad it didn't come in, but Roots of the Fight is a company that does a lot of Muhammad Ali stuff, like gear, and they have you in there. So I like have a sweatshirt and a hat, and I was like, I hope it comes in before the podcast. I didn't make it in time because I wanted to show up wearing this Billie Jean King hat.
Oh, it's been great to be with them, isn't it? And they have, but anyway, I'll sign your hat if we can. We'll get together somehow.
Perfect.
We'll figure it out. But this is so
Next workshop
exciting.
halfway.
No,
Yes,
anyway,
thank you.
congratulations and keep going forward. I just was wondering, as a coach, is there one thing you found when you coach you really have to emphasize?
Ooh,
With
interesting.
your team, the team you have right now, dealing with them, because every team's got its own
Yes.
personality.
That's a pretty easy answer for me for this team because we're literally talking about it every single day as a staff is just role clarity, why we're making changes, what that means, and making sure like the team is always number one. And this year, like our little theme was we want a banner, not a name. You know, Nebraska is we have so many All-Americans, academic All-Americans. That's a big part of the culture here and the legacy, but that doesn't mean anything if we can't hang a banner at the end of the year. And so just with our talent and the changes we've made have been, I would call it a little risky. We'll make subs or start other players who haven't started in a while. And it's just getting them to believe that their time will be called. We need everybody to make this deep run into December. I think that's been the main point of emphasis this whole year. And we're going to make some big changes again. And it's already, end of November. And I've asked myself a couple times, am I crazy for changing this lineup? And I'm like, you know what? No, we're going to go for it. And, I just feel like in my gut it's the right thing to do. So getting everybody on board with that and staying on board is, as a staff, we've really been emphasizing.
I can tell you're a great coach and a great leader, just the way you talk. And also, I noticed you really talked about staying in the present, which I think is so important. I don't know.
Yeah.
So important. Otherwise, you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, it's the only way you can win,
coach.
really. Stay in the moment, be with the ball. Well, I don't know about volleyball, but in tennis, we always talk about be with the ball and
Yeah.
always dictating what has to happen. How did the culture become? How did it become what it is today? What started it? How did it become such a big deal at Nebraska?
Well, it started back with Terry Pettit, who was the longtime coach before John Cook, and he was going around and knocking on people's doors, getting them to commit to season tickets, and then people started coming to the games and realizing like how amazing this sport is, and I don't know, the rest is history. But he was really a pioneer and in our sport and just the exposure. So you got to give him pretty much all that credit. And then John Cook coming in and continuing it. And what was always amazing about John and still is it's like, what's next, what's next, what's next? And we can do better. We can do more for volleyball, hence the stadium match. And so Nebraska's just had the leaders in place that are always pushing, not just for Nebraska, but for the sport of volleyball, which...
Yeah, they're pushing to get people there. I used to watch it. I mean, I started watching it, I don't know how many years ago, decades ago on television. I go, God, they have this on all the time now. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You created such a culture. It's not just a team, it's a culture. It's fantastic. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks, Kinger, for phoning in.
Well,
Kinger.
thank you so much, Kinger, for coming on. And I know you're busy and you're on the road right now, so we appreciate you popping in over the phone.
Okay, Dani. We have a segment we do at the end called Party Poppers. Party Poppers. We should sing it. Party Poppers. Okay, and we're going to do a new game within our Party Popper segment called Finish the Sentence. Are
Okay.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. John Cook came to your house for a recruiting visit, and you made sure he met...
My parents?
It has more to
And-
do with a farm.
And...
Oh my gosh, a farm. He always makes stuff up. I don't know what he would have said. Like the cows? I don't know. My brother.
The pigs.
The pigs.
We
We
heard
saw.
you-
Yeah.
We heard that you introduced him to your pigs.
Maybe I showed him around the farm. I never had like a named pig, so that's so funny. That's something he would say.
Yep.
But I did bring an assistant coach out once to ride in the combine because he's like, I need to ride in one of those like big lawnmowers. I'm like the combine? You can't compare that to a lawnmower.
Can we add that to the list of things we want to do when we come out too? That would be
Yeah,
cool.
yes, in the combine.
And I
All
want to
right.
meet some pigs.
Here's your second party popper. Your favorite untold Husker story is?
My favorite untold Husker story.
Spill the tea.
This is supposed to be a minute to win it. Oh my gosh. It has to be like when I was a player. There's so many good ones. I just think that, this is a good one people probably don't know about. When I was a player, we were on a road trip and a bunch of us wanted to go to the football game at Missouri. But in order to go, we had to have like an extra day off. And so we were all colluding how we're going to ask John for this day off. And it comes to fruition that I have to be the one to go ask him. So I'm asking him like, hey, we're just really, tired and drained. Can we have this extra day off? And he's like, tell me the real reason. I was like, well, we want to go to the football game at Missouri. And people at the time, John was pretty like strict, like I talked about in his ways. And he said, okay, sure. And I was like, what? And so I go back to the bus. I'm like, yes, we did. We go to an away football game. So that was a really funny moment just because it was shocking his response and we had this whole thing built up in our minds.
See, kids, it's always good to tell the truth. Good things happen when you speak the truth.
It's true.
It's true. That's
okay.
true.
Raising two boys under 4 years old and coaching the Nebraska volleyball team is like.
Oh, it's it's a crazy whirlwind, but man, so fun. It's just different every day and new challenges, but I don't think I would have this perspective if I didn't have my kids, of being here for the first time, following John and a team that's supposed to be great, but the kids just keep me super grounded.
This team is special because.
That's hard with one word.
You get a whole sentence. It can be run-ons.
Their love for competing and, their love for the sport.
Okay.
That's it.
It's good. The little red pickup truck tradition you started this year is about.
It's about building culture and the team that that everybody's so important and that little things go a long ways.
Wait, so what is it?
Okay, so I honestly heard this. It's not my idea, and I heard it, but it was years ago, and we never did it at Louisville, but I always wanted to, so I was excited to do it this year. So basically, every week it's like we started with a captain, and you pass the truck to somebody who picked you up this week, like who helped you get through the week, or who did.
And
That
it's
was
like a little red truck you hold in your hand?
Yeah, well, so I got this truck in Nashville on our first trip and started it, and the truck has gone missing. So, but now we just put it on our board and we write somebody's name in the truck. So I don't know where they're always switching the gym around. Somebody probably did not think it was that important, but it is. But now it's working out great to just have it on the board and change the name. Same thing.
Oh.
But we would keep the pickup truck by their like snack bowls for practice so they could remember, that they did something great that week.
So good.
All right. Finally, because Julie and I are seriously still ridiculously competitive, our rematch of Minute to Win It, and this, just so you know, it's a 1-minute flat road race. Essentially, who can run the farthest in 1 minute on the Peloton cross-training Tread Plus that Peloton sent us, which is incredible. You should actually get one. I don't know if you have
You
one.
should.
It's incredible. So we need you to decide prior to this Minute to Win It. We're going to show it to you. Who do you think between Julie and I won?
I feel like you guys are setting me up. I was gonna say Abby, but I feel like I'll be surprised. I feel like it's like a trick question.
Why were you going to say Abby?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Danny. We were friends until then, Danny. She's like, I was going to say Abby, but maybe I'll be surprised by Julie. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
We got to roll the clip.
I'm so nervous.
I was.
Why am I so nervous?
I was so nervous.
Okay. Are you
Because I
ready?
lost
On
the
the
first
count of
round,
three,
by the
we're
way.
going to go.
Danny, I lost.
3, 2, 1, start. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, start. Start.
Go.
Go, baby. Go, baby. Go. Just go. 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 Go.
I'm going to be impressed by
go.
you. Both
There's
of you
music.
know that.
It takes a little bit to get going. But once it gets going, I'm going to work on longer
You know what?
strides.
I should maybe not talk through the whole
Longer
damn
strides.
thing. Why do I keep talking?
No, Julie. Keep going higher. How you doing, Abs? What's your time?
Good. 30 seconds right now.
Yeah.
I
Same.
need to work on my arms. God.
You gotta bump it up. Longer strides. Look graceful. Look graceful. Praise the butterfly.
This is so embarrassing.
Okay. Last 10. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
I started to suffer at the end. Look at the face.
Ah!
Oh my
I'm
god.
holding on.
Okay.
Hey!
Okay. Now they stop it on the
What'd you
track
get?
and give you your distance.
0.16.
I got 0.15.
Julie, what do you gotta wear for that? What do you gotta put something on your head,
Okay.
Jules?
So Danny, when you lose on this podcast, you have
There
to
she is.
You have to put on the hat, and that's twice in a row I've lost to her.
It's
Danny.
2 times, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't know if you're gonna ever be able to actually beat me.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
She said
And
that.
it's not my style to gloat, but I'm gonna.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Because I might not beat you on the flat road, which is surprising to me. Danny, I was the midfielder. I was the runner. She's like the tall target 9. Except that she's got these long, graceful strides that piss me off. Okay, Danny, thank you for joining us. Best of luck as you continue this 24-0 journey. Do you actually talk about being undefeated at all with the team, by the way? I wanted to ask that, but I didn't want to.
Not a lot because
Yeah.
again, we talk a lot about how it's just a matter of time before we get pushed and how are we going to respond, and that it's also, again, it's not about going undefeated. It's about maxing out at the end of the season, whatever that looks like to us. So
Yeah, exactly. It's not the outcome. It's not
Right.
outcomes. Okay. And I really hope the 3 of us can get there, meaning Abby, me, and the Kinger.
you guys will love it. It's fun.
Yeah, for the
They
Final
do
Four.
an awesome job with the Final Four. It's just it's an event. It's great.
All right. Well, we hope you make it to the Final Four. All the best. Thank you.
Thank
Last
you.
thing we do on the podcast is we do a little party pose. Okay? So it can be whatever you want on the count of 3. Your party pose. I think I'm going to be like spiking a ball or something.
Does Huskers? Do you guys have like a hand symbol?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Oh, you don't? Not, like hook 'em horns, none of that stuff?
No horns, nothing. No, we had L's at Louisville.
I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna blow on my hands because of your libero, which
No,
I
it was
don't know.
their
Am I?
setter,
Are
I
we saying
think.
that right? The
Yeah.
libero was warming the other one's hands up when she was coming into the game.
Oh, that was Bergen, I think, right? Was warming up?
Yes, that was our setters warming each other's
Yeah,
hands
that
up.
was so cute, that video. We're going to put that in the show notes, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we thought that was so cute when she was like, before she came in, she was like rubbing her hands. It was so cute.
Yes.
All right, party pose it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I'm going hard.
Can you tell? Or does that just look like I'm angry? That's about where I have my hand when I spike the ball. I never reach. God. All right, Dani, you're awesome. Thanks, darling. Appreciate it. Aw. I
So
love
good.
Dani. So
good.
fun. She's awesome.
She's great. She
First
really
time meeting
is.
her. Yeah.
And, just talking to a winner, talking to a humble winner is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. And that she understands like the importance of the whole athlete was huge. I also love that Kinger was able to pop in. That was cool. That was really
great.
cool. You could see how excited she was about that.
And
Billie,
it's so
too.
funny to me when some guests come on and they're like, no offense, Abby and Julie. And we're like, none taken. We get it.
But I really want to see Billie, not you too. We're like, yeah, I know. We get that every time.
Exactly.
And I also, last thing, I hope they find the little red truck. Maybe we should send them a little red pickup truck.
We should.
Dani. We could. We're going to
I
find
want
one.
to.
Yeah.
Let's figure out how to brand it. Welcome to the party.
Yeah. I'm going to talk with my former ESPN producer, who's so awesome, Jen Carson. She actually was the one who gave me that nugget. Like, ask her about her little red truck tradition. So maybe because I think she was just there shooting some stuff with them. She did the amazing doc on ESPN on Nebraska. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's about that game in 2023, which is the sellout of more than 2,000?
92,003.
Yeah, and 3 people. But maybe we could see what it looks like, and we'll send one. That's fun.
Let's
Party
do that.
people, don't tell Dani. Okay, it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Welcome to the Party YouTube channel, so you can actually see our ridiculous hats every day, and my party pooper hat. And click that little bell icon so you get updates when new episodes go live. And Abby,
well, if
I
you
know-
just take 1 minute and go and rate, leave a comment, subscribe to the Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And Jules, I know you've been looking at the
the numbers.
reviews and the comments. What are they saying?
Okay, so our goal was to get to 1,000 reviews by, I said we could get there by Thanksgiving. You think it's more like a Christmas thing. You might be right, but I feel like we're going to get a late surge by the party people. We are at 718.
Oh, we're at least in the 700s. That's nice.
Yeah, we're in the 700s. We were in the 600s before. Okay. But look at the cute messages because we love these so much. Okay. Andrew D9 wrote, the best party, good vibes, great guest, fantastic mix of news and entertainment, pure fun that makes it feel like you are best friends with Abby, Julie, and BJK.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that so sweet?
I kind of feel that way too about
Right?
all
And
that they
then
said.
Katie Rank Lev wrote, fantastic insights. As an athlete, a mom, and a woman, I love the conversations and interviews and perspectives. You want more? Yes, we always want more. These 3 women are so knowledgeable, exciting, and they know the key to sports is to have fun. Another one, so.much.joy. That's exactly what we're going for. Thank you.
And also be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Welcome to the Party Show. That's basically exactly where Julie, Billie, and I are going to come straight to your feed. Also, we also just always need to shout out Kate Diaz for our theme music. We love you. We love our music. It's like an what is it? An earworm? Is that what it's called? An earworm?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I listen to it, it's so good.
Welcome to the party. All right, USA on 3. Put your paws in wherever
hold
you're
on,
doing.
Julie.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you this.
What?
I just did an interview for the 85ers. There's an 85ers podcast coming on.
I'm doing that soon too. Yeah.
And what they told me, because I've only heard it from you, because you were my source
now
of truth.
explain what the 85ers are.
Okay, so the 85ers is the first
Women's.
the first women's national team to ever be
Yeah.
in existence.
Yeah.
And she kind of told me the whole story of how it started, and then they went to Italy to play in this little tournament.
Yeah.
And that is where
Right.
the fans were screaming USA.
Right.
Because they were cheering on, because the team was playing. I didn't know that. I knew that you said when the team went to Italy. I thought it was a time when you played, but you weren't on that team.
No. No, it was before me. I came on in 87. I'm an 87er.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And so we had it right, though. It was the Italians chanting, "Usa,
Yeah,
Usa."
you had it right.
Okay.
And Michelle Akers was on that team.
Yeah.
Brandy tried out. I don't think she made it.
No, I think April Heinrichs is on that team, maybe. Tracy Bates
I think April.
was later.
Yeah, no, she said that April couldn't play for some reason.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to get that. Anyways, I just thought, oh my gosh, Julie wasn't even on the team, so she heard it from the team that was on the
Now we're
team
getting
prior
it
for a couple
firsthand.
years.
Yeah,
So cool.
we're getting it firsthand. Okay, count us in.
All right.
Wherever you are, party people, put your paw in.
USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA,
USA, USA,
USA. Welcome to the Party is an independent production brought to you by Treat Media. Treat Media makes art for humans who want to stay human. Silver Tribe is our production partner, and you can also watch our full conversations on the Welcome to the Party YouTube channel and follow us at Welcome to the Party Show on Instagram and TikTok.